welcome back to Nobody On Space and to another edition of NXT Out of 10. It's a big show today because it is the go-home show before NXT Battleground. We've got the Women's Championship semi-finals, we've got all the build to the big match at Battleground. So yeah, let's get straight into it. And it kicked off with some promos from the women's title tournament competitors before we head to the first match, which was Jade v Valkyria in that tournament. Jade started strong and took Valkyria down early before they showed her rollouts. Valkyria was caught up on the ropes and Jade hit a big drop kick before locking a headlock. Lyra then fought out the hold and got a missile drop kick before trying for a bridge pin off a suplex. Jade then missed a knee in the corner and took a big finisher but managed to kick out. Valkyria was then caught on the ropes once more but managed to dodge an elbow strike before getting a spinning heel kick for the W. And yeah, get 7 out of 10 from me. A really good match to kick off the show. I thought Valkyria would lose this, to be honest, but Jade attacked her after the match with a steel pipe and took her knee out, which could possibly lead into a feat at the weekend. Who knows? But yeah, surprised by the result. But Jade kind of got it back afterwards. It'd be interesting to see where it goes. But 7 out of 10, good start. Dijak then showed up in the arena and immediately got attacked by Ilya, who beat him with a steel chair in the parking lot and tried to crush him with a garage door like Ilya did weeks earlier. Officials came in to break up the fight and managed to drag Ilya away before he was able to shut the garage door on Dijak. And yes, I'm quite brutal build for their match. And before it's time for Duplicated versus Axiom. Duplicated was tossing Axiom around right off the bat and dropped him on the announcer's desk. Back in the ring, Axiom got some big kicks but was swatted out of the sky before Kato hit a double-handed chokeslam and picked up the win. And just surprisingly dominant from Kato, attacking him after the match, and Reggie came out of nowhere to make it say Reggie chased Kato away, but Axiom wasn't too happy about the help. But yeah, Duplicated really got a big rub out of here. Seems like we're setting up a feud between Axiom and Reggie too, so it'll be interesting to see where that all goes. But yeah, I mean, this wasn't bad. I'll go with 6 out of 10. And saw security footage of Tony D being interrogated by law enforcement agency that approached him at the restaurant last week. Tony was refusing to answer their questions, and the officers left their room as NXT continued. Gallus was out next, and the Crew Rose interrupted their promos, challenged them to a tag title match. They ended up in a 2-on-3 brawl before Stacks came out and joined the crew. So Chance was driven out of the ring and retreated while the Crew Rose and Stacks stared them down in the ring. Before we got Eddie Thorpe versus Tyler Bate. Thorpe got some big moves in early on and locked in a hold while Wesley was on commentary talking about Bate's title challenge. Bate broke out of the hold and got some uppercuts before coming back with a kick and a forearm to the top rope. Bate then got a near fall off crossbody before Thorpe countered the powerbomb. The two countered each other's move for a bit before Bate finally got the powerbomb and picked up the win. Gacy attacked Bate after the match and Wesley came in and hit Bate by mistake and took Gacy out and posed with the North American title. And yeah, quite like this, and it was a really good match. Get a 7 out of 10 from me. And yeah, good build for the North American title match. Interesting dynamics. And before that, yeah, intriguing stuff for tag title match. Not massively inspiring, but that wasn't a bad segment either. It was then time for Noam Dar versus Nathan Fraser, but Lyra Valkyria was injured and will hopefully be fine for Battleground. She said that she wants to face Roxanne in the final since she is the best NXT has to offer. And Joe will see what happens later. The two traded takedowns before Fraser took control of Big Boot and we headed for a break. Back on NXT, Dar got some big strikes before taking an inverted DDT. Fraser then got a near fall before going out top, but Dar dodged the dive. Dar then got a big slam and locked an armbar, but Fraser broke out of it. Fraser then got a near fall off kick before Dragon Lee came out to admire Dar's trophy. Dar went to defend his cup, but the distraction caused Dar to take a dive from Fraser. Back in the ring, Dar got the Phoenix Splash before Fraser got the win. Big run for Fraser, caused a distraction as well, but on the whole, a brilliant match between two of the best NXT has to offer. So yeah, this was really good stuff. Get a 7 out of 10 from me. Can't wait for the match on Saturday as well. That's going to be great. Dijak and Ilya were then brawling once again in the lockers before NXT continued, and we got a promo from Carmelo talking about preparing for Battleground Sunday while at different landmarks in his Boston hometown, whether it's Tank Ledger v Hank Walker. Tank sent Hank into the corner before getting a big standing elbow drop. Hank came back with some strikes and got some easy stuns of his own, picking up the easy win. And Bron Breakker attacked the Jew after the match and hit spears both of them before walking out. And that's kind of the only reason it exists. Yeah, kind of just felt pointless and unnecessary. So 5 out of 10 for me. Backstage, Stacks offered his help to the Creed brothers Sunday, but they refused. And then Gigi Dolan was out next and said that they wanted to destroy JC Jane. Jane showed out to the balcony and said that she outgrew Gigi and wants to move on to better things. Jane gloats about her win in the grudge match and Gigi proposed a rematch, and they decided on a weaponised steel cage match for next week, which yeah, I really can't wait for. That's going to be a very violent match, and I think probably all in all the right way to end this feud. And yeah, yeah, it just seems like a natural end. I don't think it really can go much further. But it's been a well-worked story up to this point, and I can't wait for that. But anyway, we then learned that from a promo that the guy that Von Wagner beat up backstage every week was suing him. And Von Wagner was in a squash match, beating Luca up and down the ring early on. But Chris Fino came back with some strikes in a corner and a hit toss. Wagner was then tossed outside Luca after Mr. Stone at ring, so stole Wagner's baby photo and made fun of it. Wagner came back and was pounding away at Luca before the referee called it off. Wagner was about to put this guy through the nuts, but Stone tried to stop him. The crowd cheered Wagner until he slammed Luca on the table. And yeah, I don't know, it gets 6 out of 10 from me. Hopefully this is a sign of more aggressive Von Wagner, kind of what's being needed for his character. So yeah, hopefully this is a good start. We then saw that Tony D was arrested and the officers were interrogating him, cuffed him and took him away, which is interesting. And yeah, I am really looking forward to seeing it goes, to be honest. Roxanne Perez was then taking on Tiffany Stratton in a women's title tournament. Perez was in control early and hit a big dive before Stratton was sent outside with a Rana. Perez then drove Stratton into the apron before Tiffany got a counter and took control on the outside. Tiffany then got a dive in the ring before Perez came back with some forearms but took a big powerbomb. Stratton then slammed Perez on the mat by her head before they traded rollouts. Perez then got a near fall before Tiffany cancelled Pop Rocks and their own finisher for the win. A hooded figure attacked Roxanne Perez last the match while Stratton and Valkyrie were posing near the title on the stage. And yeah, this gets a 7 out of 10 for me. On the whole, I really enjoyed this, I have to say. Big win for Perez here. Big win for Stratton, getting a major run over Stratton and over Perez, who's obviously been a key member of the women's division. And yeah, I think she has to be the favourite, especially with Valkyrie selling an injury. So yeah, can't wait for the main event. But anyway, to close the show, Dijak was out for match contract signing, and Ilya attacked him once more before a brawl broke out. Dijak signed in the middle of the fight, and Ilya sent him over the barricades before signing himself. The staying heel steps came into play, and the brawl continues. NXT went off the air, so a chaotic end to a really good NXT. But yeah, gets 6 out of 10 from me. I don't know, it's kind of a bit of a mixed build, but there were some bits that weren't so good. But on the whole, I really enjoyed the build, and I'm definitely hyped for Battleground. But anyway, guys, that's it for the video. Thanks so much for watching. To like, share, subscribe, next time, comments, and for daily wrestling news. Subscribe to the channel, it's going to be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.